So, hello, we are Franziska Aldorfer from Switzerland, and
Ali Guven from Turkey.
We're both currently in New York and members of the new founded AO Spine Youth Club. Welcome to the Expert Insight series, where we interview worldwide expert spine surgeons who kindly share their professional and personal experience with us.
We are privileged to interview Dr. Alparslan Senkoylu, an experienced spine surgeon and professor of orthopedics and traumatology at Gazi University in Ankara. As an AO Spine member since 2007, a member of SRS and Eurospine, Dr. Senkoylu focuses on spine deformity and has made significant contributions to treating spinal deformities, especially in scoliosis and complex spinal reconstruction. His work is widely recognized in the field in extensive publications and a commitment to advancing surgical techniques and patient care.
So it's very nice to meet you, Dr. Senkoylu. Thank you for accepting our invitation. Maybe you can just quickly tell us how to perfectly pronounce your name so it's right in the internet out there.
First of all, thank you very much for inviting me. It's my pleasure and privilege to be here. Actually, it's pronounced like Alparslan Senkoylu, but generally, my especially family members and close friends call me as Alp. So you can call me as Alp, it's easier. So my surname is a bit complicated, but Senkoylu is without dots is okay. Senkoylu.
Okay. Okay, very nice to meet you, Alp. So how are you today?
Thank you. It's really nice. I'm a bit actually, the beginning of the week, so it's a bit tight schedule, but it's okay. I mean, nice to be here and with you and together with Ali and Franziska.
Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Senkoylu, would you mind telling us a bit about your training? Where did you complete your residency?
Yeah, nice. Actually, I studied the med school in Gazi University and also completed my residency as well in the same university, Department of Orthopedics and Traumatology, where I'm working currently. And then I did some kind of actually fellowships in Hong Kong long-term and short-term in Barcelona, Oslo, and Japan.
Beautiful,
wow.
Very international.
So how did you get into spine surgery?
It's a nice question and interesting story, actually. When I was resident, in our country, we are doing some kind of thesis during our residency. So my thesis, the subject was about the cartilage tissue engineering. And I actually tried to use chitosan scaffolds for the chondrocyte carrier. And during that time, I used a kind of rabbit study and rabbit model. But after the residency, that means actually I supposed to be a kind of a sports trauma surgeon during that time. My plan was like that, as you can assume. But after the residency, I participated to an international spine meeting. During that time, I met with Prof. John Leong. He's one of the former chairperson of the Hong Kong Ortho Department and Spine team, of course. So he's a famous guy, actually. And then I actually I have a nice conversation with him, and then suddenly I applied Hong Kong Spine Fellowship during that time. I got accepted, and then I just go for a spine. It's a kind of one of the most important turning points in my life. So then I go for spine during that time, actually.
Well, how did you communicate with the patients in Hong Kong?
Wow, good story. Actually, good question. Actually, this is very interesting because when the Hong Kong department is early 1940s, already established by the Professor Arthur Hodgson, who is defined the Hong Kong procedure for the TB spine, because during that time the TB spine was epidemic in Hong Kong. So he's a British consultant. He came to Hong Kong, and then he established the department, also ortho unit and spine unit together. After that, it's a kind of, this typical fellowship style of the Hong Kong is one international overseas fellow, the English speaker. The second one is Cantonese speaker fellow. So every time, if for example, my body was Chui. He's from Malaysia, and he is a Cantonese speaker actually. He didn't need any kind of translator during his daily life, but I actually needed. So during that time, one of actually OR staff or outpatient nurse, so who is whoever available, they assist me for translating me during my daily work, clinical work. But I pick up some words as well. So sometimes I communicate some simple things, not complicated, but is like that. Yeah, it's so fun.
Cool.
Very
Yeah.
nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
And let's move on to about like the pros and cons of being a spine surgeon. Could you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, very good question. Yeah, the pros. I mean, you know, the advantages of the spine surgery is so challenging. So if you are an ortho origin, especially coming from the ortho department, they think that this guy is so how to say brave, and is a very good surgeon. So this is nice. I mean, you know, it's very challenging field. So you feel really, how to say, and you develop very good self-confidence during your training and your professional life. Of course, the problem with the spine surgery is the complications. If you face with the complications, it sometimes is a kind of disaster. You may have a kind of paraplegia, you may have a death, or some big problems. So these are the pros and cons of the spine surgery. But still, I'm very happy to be a spine surgeon.
So we heard that initially it was more in the direction of sports medicine with the cartilage, but maybe was there even a totally different profession you had in mind, or was surgeon always the thing you wanted to go for?
Yeah, actually, it's like that. You know, Ali already know that in our country, the spine subspecialty, especially in previous years, it was like untouched field of the ortho part. So that's why it's a very, how to say, virgin place for newcomers, for the young surgeons. This is one thing. The second thing is, of course, they're so challenging. So that's why it's so attractive, especially if you have a very good foundation knowledge, the indications, if you stick to indications very well. Actually, I learned this kind of things from the Hong Kong, especially during my spine fellowship. They are so strict for the indications. They have very good foundation knowledge. So that's why I actually gained my self-confidence to be a spine surgeon. After coming back to Turkey, I've been doing almost 90% spine surgery in my daily practice. Sometimes I'm doing some pediatrics, some sports trauma again, but generally I'm doing spine, actually.
That is nice. Now let us talk more about your professional journey. I wanted to ask, who inspired you the most to become the surgeon you are today, and why?
Oh, well, this is another nice, actually, question. Probably my elder brother, because he's a general surgeon. When I was in high school, he was doing his residency in general surgery. So during that time, of course, when he was a math student, also, I was as a young or kid, whatever you say. And during that time, I actually attracted with his, general daily life, and he's doing some surgeries and coming back and tell some stories. And I liked it too much. And then after starting of the medical school years, I used to be a kind of actually. I thought that I should go for general surgery, but suddenly I saw that, especially in ortho department, one of my the brothers, actually, the close friends, was the resident in our university, and I just go and did some volunteer work during that time in our ortho department, and the orthopedics attracted me too much because of its. You can use easily engineering sciences in ortho surgery. This is very good for me because I like engineering during that time as well. The second thing is you have results in your hands suddenly, just after the operation, you know. And diagnosis is so easy if you have a good, how to say, a patient history, or if you, at least if you have the X-ray of the patient, generally you can easily have the diagnosis in your hands, not like other surgical fields. You never struggle with the diagnosis problem. And if you have a good solution for the treatment plan, it's surgical or non-surgical, then you can get your results in your hands suddenly immediately after your actually management. So these are so attractive for me. So I'm also proactive, guys. I don't like to wait too much for something. So I'm a bit, like this. So
it's
that's
a
why
typical surgeon attitude, right?
Yeah, it's like
Nice.
this. Yeah.
So if you could turn back time to the high school you, what advice would you give the younger self?
Yeah, actually, I was passionate for spine surgery or ortho surgery as well during my residency or med school years. Uh, I would be more and more passionate probably, because if you have a passion, so everything is everything goes how to say, spontaneously in your career. So this is very important. So being passionate is very important for your work, for your specialty or subspecialty.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
And in your career, what is an achievement that you are most proud of? Your
Oh yeah, maybe many things, but what I think the one is very important for me, because I my plan, I have some how to say, aims or goals in my career. Of course, everyone has. Uh, like being professor, like having publishing a paper in a spine journal or something like that. One of them was the editing an international book for me, actually, especially for the resident and fellowship level. There's a big gap, actually. Of course, it's so easy to reach the knowledge because we have internet. You can easily go any kind of actually source from social media. You can find many different kind of type of knowledges, and you can get actually for your career. But of course, the book is very important again. And during that time, I actually, especially during the pandemics, because we have very interesting period during that time, I thought that this is the time for doing this, because we are at home, and we have very good spare time for our life, private life, and other things so on. During that time, actually, I just mailed to Springer publishing company, and then I said there's a big gap regarding the foundation knowledge for the books. And then I proposed them to write essentials of spine surgery, and then kindly they accepted and found that it's a good idea. During that time, Federico Canavesi, he's from France. He's a pediatric surgeon. And I actually mailed him because he already edited like 5 or 6 books during that time, and he's so experienced about it. And he kindly accepted this one, and we collaborated very well with him, very good teamwork. And then we invited different the spine surgeons all over the world. One of them is Todd Albert. He also wrote 2 or 3 chapters for us, and then record videos for us, actually. And many spine surgeons, as I mentioned before, different kind of continents and countries. We actually include like 66 chapters, and during the reviewing process, Jean Dubusse also helped us a lot, and he's very supportive guy. He's like more than 90 years old, or more, maybe 97 or something like that. But he's so productive. When you send him an email in the midnight, he just reply you 2 hours later. So it's like that.
Beautiful.
And
it is nice
this
to
is
collaborate
actually
with
one.
these many.
Yeah, I am proud of this book and collaborative work, actually, together with colleagues, international colleagues. this is, I think, one of the best things I have ever done in my life. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful.
Wow. Essentials in Spine Surgery is it called, right? What's the title?
Actually,
Yeah,
I
okay.
have a book with me. That is the
Ah, good. Nice.
Definitely
it's an
check it out.
advertisement time.
Okay. That makes $100. No, just kidding.
I'm gonna buy a pint of beer. No problem.
Okay, that's great. So obviously this is the AO Spine Youth Club. So we also like to know what AO Spine, like how did it affect your career? You show this big collaboration. So did this have an impact?
It's a high impact actually in my life because especially first of all, I learned from the AO Spine how to teach others,
Yeah.
my peers and my juniors and so on. So then, especially if you are so active in AO Spine, it's always you have always your result or outcome in your hands. It's so nice actually society, and after climbing my stairs in my career, especially in my academic career. I became a RED means regional educational trainer. Now I'm organizing some faculty education programs for younger colleagues, not only for spine surgery field but also trauma, vet, and maxillofacial surgery. So this is very nice place. I mean, especially the another thing is the networking is very important in AO Spine. So as I already mentioned that I did different kind of fellowships in different kind of countries. So I have the networking is very important for me, and AO Spine is a very nice place to have these opportunities. So that's why the AO Spine means many things for me actually, especially for my life.
I wanted to ask, what do you think makes a good spine fellow?
As I mentioned before, a good spine fellow should be passionate and eager to learn. Sometimes so difficult to teach something to someone, because if the guy, the other guy, your trainee is close to not open for any kind of how to say learning experience, then it's so difficult to teach him or her. So a good spine surgeon should be eager to learn, because we have a very wide and very different kind of a spectrum of the knowledge when you compare with other actually subspecialties in orthosurgery. So he or she should be eager to learn. The second thing is, as I mentioned before, socially so active. It should be like that. If you are socially active, then you have a very good networking, not only with your seniors, with your peers as well. And this is very important for your future life, especially for your career development. So that's why the being social is also important during your fellowship.
Beautiful.
Very good point. Adds up to the AO Spine Youth Club again. Are there any trends in spine surgery you've observed that you think that will stay forever, like fusion, or is there any trend you see that you think this might stay forever or might go out of fashion as well?
Okay. Yeah, actually, it depends on pathology and indication. Actually, I wouldn't say that this is very important, and then we need to use this one forever. But the knowledge also changing day by day, and science is developing very fast. But one thing that I would like to emphasize for minimally invasive surgery, minimally invasive spine surgery is very important, and we need to include this important tool in our armamentarium. But this does not mean we need to widen the indication or stretch the indications to do the patient and minimally invasive, because especially young surgeons, I observe this some of the courses and some congresses, it looks like driving Ferrari, right? As a surgeon, knowing how to use this minimally invasive techniques looks like that. But we need to be very much careful about this one because the complications is similar with the open surgery if you have. That's why we need to stick the indications meticulously. I mean, we need to very much careful about the indications during our daily life, even for the minimally invasive surgery. This is what I would like to say about this question.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for your answers to our questions and your valuable input. We would like to finish off with a quick game, actually, where we ask a question and you reply with a short and fast answer. So I'll start with, what are your hobbies?
My hobby is cooking and water sports.
Cooking and water sports. Nice. Beautiful. Which water sports?
It's like stand-up paddle, sometimes windsurf, swimming, like that.
Beautiful. At the GNC, I'm guessing that you go most often.
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. Exactly.
Beautiful. How about your favorite book?
My favorite book is Tom Sawyer from Mark
Really?
Twain. Yeah.
Beautiful.
I like adventure, so that's why.
How about your favorite food?
Food, I think it's equal. I mean, like Asian food and Mediterranean food is equal for me, both of them.
I'm guessing the Asian food comes from your time back in Hong Kong.
Yeah, exactly. Because during that time, I like cook too much, so that's why I cook myself and I try to learn how to cook Asian food. When I was how to say fellow in Hong Kong, in Japan, I also actually have some kind of small courses about how to prepare the sushi and sashimi. So these are
Nice.
nice things for me. Yeah.
That's a very nice trait. And how about music in the OR? Yes or no?
Certainly, yes. Especially during the wound closure, I try to switch to Metallica or something like that. It's speed music, in order to how to say fasten the closure and then everything.
Yeah, keep up the pace.
Maybe
Nice.
techno music.
Yeah,
And yeah,
Metallica is fine, I think.
yeah. Metallica is good. Rock is good. Rock and roll and Metallica, rock music, heavy
beautiful.
metal.
And finally, a word that defines spine surgery.
This spine surgery is my life.
Nice. That's cool. We never heard that. We often hear
Yeah.
challenge, or what else did we hear? Danger. So this is very great. Thank you
comes from
so
the
much
passion
for
for
joining
spine
us
surgery.
today and for inspiring young spine surgeons from all over the world at the AO Spine Youth Club. And it has been a true privilege, and we had a lot of fun. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, it's my privilege. Thank you very much for inviting me again.
Thank you.